Hello. How's everybody doing? I'm Baby Norman, and I'm the host of a show called Baby's CriB. It's a variety show, and it's all about arts and entertainment. And this is my second time going live from my crib, which also means house. So for some of you people out there that don't get it, look up the word crib and see what it means, the slang word. I wanted to go live, and I'm going to continue to do this probably every week, more likely on Thursdays than Fridays, because I think that's going to be a better day. But I chose to go live tonight, Friday night, just because it felt kind of right. And tonight we're going to talk about classic films. We're going to critique these. Some would say they are movies, some are movies, and some are films. And do you even know the difference? What is the difference between a movie and or a film? They say movies are a little bit more entertaining and films are more artistic, which could be subjective. But tonight we're going to talk about those things. I also want to tell you that I have a Cash App. So if you want to send me some money, it's Baby's CriB Variety Show. Every little bit I appreciate. Tonight we're in my room, in my house that I call the sitting room, but some people call it the living room. I think this is like an old classic kind of way of saying living room, but for me it's a sitting room. The living room's in there with the TV. Can you guys hear me okay? Still using these little lav mics. My setup will be much better in the future, I promise, but I'm still just working out the kinks with how to do this at live because this isn't really a podcast, you know? It's not what I'm doing right now. This is more like introducing you to me and showing you a little side road of the show, which is still all about arts and entertainment. Still here. Hi, I see someone's there. Ah, wonderful. Thank you, Juan. That makes me feel happy. Still trying to navigate through the ins and outs of all of this. It seems like when I set this up on my laptop, it's all great from there and I can see everything. But when I go to the iPad, which is what I'm working with, it doesn't give me those same options. I can click on the link, but it doesn't let me go live from there. So I have to start a new live. So this is a new one, but we'll go back and tweak the other one later. And hopefully the people that do have the link will tune in and watch and listen. Maybe even a later date, they'll watch and listen. So we'll see. Tonight, I'm going to do something that I think is kind of cool. We're going to talk about some old classic Hollywood movies and or films. And it's all brought about because I have this little coffee table book called Captivating Couples. And it was written by David Baird. It was not written by me, so the copyright disclaimer was not written by me. I did not star in any of these films or movies. I did not write any of these films or movies, and I didn't direct those. And I'll try to give proper credits later. But I do know within the copyright laws that you are allowed to talk about arts and entertainment to a certain degree. And as long as you're not using someone else's information as if it is your own. This is not my own, but I do have some opinions about these things. Little factoids. Kind of a cute book. Now, this cover might trigger a lot of people for different reasons. Do you know what that's from? Anybody out there? This image? Very classic. Gone with the Wind. We'll get to that one later. I'm going to start just kind of going through this. I've got several different ones that I kind of was drawn to. Some of these I've seen, some of these I've not. Some of these are a little bit controversial from the topics that they talk about, and it may trigger some people. And those aren't necessarily my intentions to hurt anyone at all. But I'm open up for discussion, and I want to hear from you what you think about these movies. Maybe what your favorite actors are, or actress, if we still use that word. Some of your favorite directors. What inspired you? What you remember about these movies or films that you didn't like, maybe even. And maybe it might give you a reason to go see these so we can discuss it later. Branch out into another little area of these classic films, maybe just watching them together and doing some reactions. That could be fun too. So, Captivating Couples. I'm not going to read everything word for word. I'll kind of paraphrase through it because it's an easy read. Like I said, it's a coffee table book, and it's cool. I like it. So who's out there right now, by the way? Give me a 333 if you are. Y'all know what that means, right? The people that know me. Three to the three to the three. You are. All right. So I've got the lighting kind of set up in a way where I feel like it's working in here. However, whoever made this book, which I told you that it was written by David Baird, the copywriters, whatever, the illustrators, whoever put this together, they chose to go with the very shiny, glossy paper, which is cool. And it's kind of a silvery color. But the mother trucking font is like a pearl. It's like a pearl color, okay? It's hard to see. So I do have my glasses close in case I can't see later. Hello. 333. Hello. Oh, how sweet. Thank you, beautiful people. So the first, what I would call film that we're going to talk about is Some Like It Hot. Has anybody seen that? Recognize that picture? Can you see it? This is Tony Curtis and Marilyn Monroe in 1959. It's old, it's classic for sure. This is a picture of both of them kissing. And I have some old classic movies playing in the background as far as like sound. I don't think you can hear this with the pop mic, but right now it's Star Wars. That's one of my favorite movies of all time. My dad took me to see that one as a little girl. Back to this movie. It's critique. So these are just a couple of lines from this film. In the beginning, he says, or one line he says, Joe says, "Where did you learn to kiss like that?" And Sugar says, "I used to sell kisses for the milk fund." That's my Marilyn Monroe. And Joe says, "Tomorrow, remind me to send you a check for $100,000 to the milk fund." So she must have been a really good kisser, right? Mwah. Chemistry on set. But the little factoid about this is that apparently Tony Curtis didn't deliver the line that he was supposed to deliver when he kissed Marilyn, and it was something sweet afterwards. And later, it was miscommunicated that he had said that she actually kissed like Hitler. And that's pretty horrible, right? To say someone kisses like Hitler. Ugh, mean. Can you even imagine that? Kissing Hitler? Just imagine that for a minute. You guys all know who Hitler was. Worst person in the world. Used to be. There's a few other words that aren't so good right now on this planet, but imagine kissing Hitler. I just have an invisible weapon in my hand at the time when I'm doing that. So we'll just move past that. But anyway, it was said that that was rumored for a while, and it really hurt Marilyn's feelings. But later, many years later, someone got back to her with it, and she was so offended. But he later told her that he never said that it was just a rumor and something was miscommunicated. And she forgave him. And it's sweet. I've had a few love scenes in different movies, by the way, and they can be a little bit awkward. One that I'd like to talk about is a scene that I had. It's a love scene with Anthony Ruivivar, if you know who he is. He was my love interest in the series Banshee. The second season, second episode called Thunder Man. He was the Native American lead in this show, this series, and I played his Native American love interest. And the first time that I met him, we were kind of pushed together on set. And Greg Yataines, who's the director, kind of wanted us to be together for a while and kind of see if our chemistry was there. So we had lunch and we spent most of the day together before we even had our scenes together. We didn't even go over the dialogue. Let's see who's there. I did. I was in Banshee. Check it out. The Thunder Man is the episode that I starred in, or I was in. Anyway, that's a great series, wasn't it? Super intense. Not for kids. Not for kids at all. Also, disclaimer, this show is necessarily for children. So, I do use curse words, cuss words, swear words sometimes. So just parental guidance. Back to the Banshee story. So I had many moments together with Anthony because we were trying to form a bond and get to know each other, because our very first scene we had together was going to be a love scene in a hot tub. I had to sign all this paperwork about if anything went wrong with me. They wanted me in a bodysuit from waist down. There's just all kinds of things that went on. But anyway, We got together, and he's a really cool guy. Look him up, Anthony Ruivivar, if I'm saying his name correctly. Total gentleman. But we had our scene, and we had rehearsals in Greg Yutane's trailer, and he wanted to kind of like go through the choreography of what was going to happen in the hot tub. Again, look it up. We're naked. It's a love scene. And we did have chemistry, and it was great. And Anthony had actually told me that he had never, ever had a love scene before that, which was kind of cool. I was his first, and I think he had love interest in other shows, but that was his first love scene. That's what they call it. Not sex scene, love scene. Let's see. I know, it's crazy, right? So, another little factoid about that that has to go with me is that Anthony actually smokes cigarettes. I do not. And I don't like the smell of them at all. They smell. He would smoke every time right before we had a take because he was nervous. And then he would put gum in his mouth because he knew I didn't like the taste of it. So check out Banshee, second season, Thunderman. There's more stories I could tell you about that, but they're in my memoir, Black and White Rainbows with Pots of Silver. It's coming out soon. We'll go to another one, Titanic. Now, who hasn't seen that, right? Most people have seen this film, or at least heard of it, or at least seen a documentary on Titanic. I won't say every single thing about it. There's not a lot, really, what I read from this. It's just a lot because I know the movie. But Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet in 1997. This was a huge movie that year. Huge, gigantic, quite big. Let's see. So this is a little fun fact. It says that apparently Kate Winslet was cast in this role, and she was in Cannes, and she wanted Leonardo to play the part of Jack, and he wasn't quite sure about it. He was kind of on the fence. I'm not sure. So she called him in his hotel and basically begged him to play the part or convinced him to. And I started thinking, did she beg him to play, or did she go over to the hotel and convince him to play the part? Regardless, it's a great film. I would call this a film, right? Not a movie. It's a film. It kind of gives you these little quotes too. They're kind of cute. Sometimes they're from the movies, and sometimes they're not. He's so sweet. He's so sweet. Live. I wish Alexa would shut up. Can you guys hear her back there? I don't want to hear the commercials. I just want to hear the music. Alexa, turn down. Thank you. Back to the Titanic. Life has taught us that love does not consist in a gazing at each other, but in looking outward together in the same direction. I like that. I do. I like that a lot. Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. I think that's how you pronounce his name. This next one I have seen, but it's been a while. Carmen Jones. Do you see this picture? Beautiful picture. Oh my God, I love this image so much. That kiss, it's a million words. Harry Belafonte and Dorothy Dandridge, 1954. Now, this was a musical. Has anybody seen this movie, by the way? Have you seen it? It is a nice picture. It's beautiful. He's kissing her cheek. This is a musical, and it's a intense musical though. It's a love story for sure. Doesn't end well. Go see it if you haven't already. It's like, what do you think about the film? Like, seriously, what do you think about it? It's pretty intense. So it's a musical, and there's a lot of amazing songs in this film, but Harry Belafonte and Dorothy Dandridge actually can sing. They've got beautiful voices, and they, improvised throughout the whole time. But they actually had classically trained opera singers come in, and they dubbed over their voices. I found that kind of interesting that they do it. They do that a lot, though. They do in the opera. Can anybody sing opera out there? I don't even know an opera singer, but I did interview a vocal coach to the stars, Jan Smith, and you can see her episode, the very first episode that was airing on BaBy's CriB a little over a year ago. So check it out. She taught me a bunch of vocal warm-ups, although I am kind of a singer and songwriter. There's some things that you can do that are kind of funny to warm up your voice, like you put your lips together and Can you feel that? Am I spitting on all of you? And of course, like, ah, warms up the voice. Ah, 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 ah. I'm wondering if this mic is biting. Let's do a little opera. Let's try some opera. Not an opera singer, but let's see what happens. Ah, dígalo, 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 ah. Never understand what they're saying in operas, though. I think a lot of them are in Italian, or French, or something. I did see the Phantom of the Opera. I think I hear some dogs howling around my house. Yep. Calm down, little guys. I'll be done in a bit. Sometimes when I think of operas, for some funny reason, I think about Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd. They had a cute little episode where Bugs Bunny was singing opera. He was dressed up like a woman. He was singing it to Elmer Fudd. They were falling in love. It's a tragic scene, but it was very funny. I'll clip this back. Just a bit sorry, but not really sorry. This is what I'm dealing with. So anyway, I'll practice my opera singing voice. Let's flip through a little bit. Oh, Chocolat. That was a good one. Johnny Depp and Juliette Binoche, 2000. It's a good one. It made me want to eat a lot of chocolate. Sometimes I have dreams. I don't know what you guys dream about out there. You could tell me some of those things too. But sometimes when something's going on in my life and I'm feeling connected to someone in a sexual way, again, this isn't necessarily for children, I'll dream about sweets. I'll dream about, hi, hello. I'll dream about sweets. Like I'll dream about ice cream and candy and whipped cream and lollipops and chocolate. And I'll be like going through a grocery store, just picking out all kinds of sweets and cookies and things. Here's the weird part, putting it all over my body, just like mushing it all over my body in the dream. I'm like eating it and it's delicious. So it's almost always when I have a new love interest. I don't know what that represents. Sweetness. So little fun thing about this next one is The Sound of Music. Christopher Plummer and Julie Andrews. Have you guys seen this? It was in 1965. And it's hard to tell, this little silhouette of both of them. But the reason that this image was actually used, or this scene, is because in the movie The Sound of Music, which is a musical, the director directed Julie Andrews to get very close to Christopher Plummer's face. And sometimes you have to do this as an actress or actor. They have like their wide shots, right? And they're two shots, and then they have the close-ups. But sometimes they do these extra close-up shots on you where you're like, they go closer to the guy's face or whomever's face, and it's like this, and you're literally like looking at their eye. And I guess you can't look at two eyes at once, but you're like this. Your nose is very close to theirs. You can smell their breath intensely. Hopefully they put a mint in, but it is quite ridiculous. But they do that for that close up to show the intensity. So check out some old films. They do it more back then, but it's right here. So during filming, Julie Andrews couldn't stop laughing. She had the giggles because she was so uncomfortable with this, looking at this dude's cross eyes probably, and just couldn't stop laughing. This happens sometimes. So they had to end up using this in the movie, just the silhouette, because she had the giggles the whole time and couldn't stop laughing. Thank you, whoever you are. I know I'm a nut. I am a nut, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I like being nutty. Captain Von Trapp, this is just a line from it, by the way, that Christopher Plummer says in The Sound of Music. He says, there isn't going to be any baroness. You can't marry someone when you're in love with someone else. I love that. He fell in love with her. And that's true. You shouldn't marry anyone unless you're in love with them. Arranged marriages. I try to imagine those sometimes. That just sucks for whomever has to do that. I think you can fall in deep like with someone and learn to care about them, but not true love. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. We'll keep flipping through. This is a good one. Romeo and Juliet. Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes, 1996. Do you guys remember this film? I would say this is a film, not a movie. Do you remember this one? Classic. Oh, thank you. How sweet. So sweet. Thank you. Makes me feel good. Romeo and Juliet, which has been told 100 times by different people. And in this little thing, it says, Juliet, she says, you kiss by the book. I didn't know there was a book to kiss by. That must be very, very proper. 1,000 ways to kiss. But a little fun film fact about this is that Natalie Portman, God, she's been in so many films, so many movies. Probably best known for Star Wars, but she's been in so many things like The Professional. I think that was her first film. That's a really good one. Check it out too. But she was supposed to play the lead next to Leonardo DiCaprio, but she was only 13 years old. And when they had their screen test, for those of you that don't know what a screen test is, it's when they put you together with the person you're supposed to be acting alongside of to see if you match or you have chemistry and how you look on camera together. How's my hair look, by the way? How's it doing? Back to this. So they had their screen test, and Natalie was only 13. And it was very obvious that she was a lot younger than Leonardo. So the director, Baz Luhrmann, they both agreed that she was too young. And Claire Danes ended up being cast in this film. And even Natalie Portman agreed that Claire Danes did a wonderful job. And she did. I really, really loved that movie. And I love Claire Danes too. And I swear, Leonardo DiCaprio, he is like one of my favorite actors. One of my faves. Let's see what else we can find. And who hasn't seen that, by the way? Have you not seen the Romeo and Juliet from '97? There's been many, many, many movies that they've remade this, but it's a really good one. I remember loving it. Artistically, it's shot so cool in some of the scenes and settings. So cool. I can't imagine doing a Shakespearean play though. That's just like a different language. It would be so hard for me. And I've never done any plays or musicals, believe that or not as well. I'm gonna have to take this off in a minute. I'm getting hot. It's getting hot in here. I'm gonna take my clothes off. I've been singing songs all my life and the wrong words to the songs too. I make up my own fucking songs. The next one is Cleopatra. Ah, now that's a beautiful image. I love all of everything about that movie, the hair, the wardrobe, the acting, all of this. So that's Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor, and it was in 1963. Cleopatra's line. It's famous lines from the movie, film, not movie. Cleopatra says, "You will kneel." And Mark Antony says, "I will what?" Something like that, or "I will what?" And Cleopatra says, "On your knees." Mm. I felt that one. On your knees to do what did she want Mark Antony to do? She did fall in love with him. That's how the story goes. Little fun film fact that when they were shooting this and they moved lock, stock, and barrel to Italy, that there was so much trouble that they'd already had with Cleopatra. They ran into a lot of difficulties, and they even went on strike for a while. Did you guys know that? The making of Cleopatra, they went on strike? I did. I've watched some documentaries about it, but it's crazy. They had spent so much money on this movie, just gone up and beyond. It was crazy. And they were trying to figure out how to finish it. It's a long one. It's a classic. But anyway, this is a weird factoid, weird fun film fact is that the producers found them with a strike on their hands. And during the process, the over amorous Italian men found it impossible to resist pinching the bottoms of the female extras playing Cleopatra's servants. What the truck? They found it impossible to not pinch their bottoms. Now, I will admit they are very sexy, beautiful, and there's a lot of sex appeal and sensuality about this film, but you don't do that, guys. You don't just walk up and pinch someone in the ass, not unless you want to get fucking chopped in the dick or pow. Spells put on you. That's what I do. Look at them and you hit them in the fucking larynx right there in the Adam's apple. Possible lot of lawsuits on your hands with that one. I did like that movie though. Did you guys see it? It was really, really good. Another one. Well, this isn't that old. Made in Manhattan. Who saw that? Anyone out there? Made in Manhattan? It's Ralph Fiennes and Jennifer Lopez in 2002. So it's really not that old. You see the picture? I can kind of see some comments coming in there every once in a while, but then they go away. Oh yeah, classic. But in this, it says Larissa, which is obviously played by Jennifer Lopez, and Chris, who's played by Ralph Fiennes. She says, I'm going to do my Jennifer Lopez voice if I can figure it out in this. She says, I only came to tell you this. You and me can't go anywhere beyond this evening. It just can't. And then Chris says, well, then you should have worn a different dress. I guess she was dressed up too much, too fancy, going to this gala, and he wanted her to be more relaxed. Little fun film factoid about this movie, which I don't think I would call it a film. I think it's more like a movie comedy. Not that comedy can't be considered film, but she played a maid in Manhattan, and she said that it wasn't that hard for her to do, even though she was so super famous and rich at this point. But because she was from that area in the Bronx, that it kind of was easier for her. I guess, some of her upbringing and, where she was from. But she, during this, she was like Jenny from the block, I guess. How's the song go? Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm still Jenny from the block. Used to have a little, now I have a lot. Something, no matter, I know where I came from. Something like that. Told you I'll mess up on the words. But I love Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez, I love her so much. She's so gorgeous. I love Jennifer Lopez. I'm gonna come closer to see what you do. You're so sweet. Thank you. Kisses to the popcorn. I love the popcorn. Now I'm going to do this voice for a little while because I'm talking about Jennifer Lopez. She doesn't even speak this way. I feel like I'm doing more like Aragorn Spartacus and the Birdcage. I love him too, by the way. That movie's so great. The Birdcage, one of my favorite movies of all time. Robin Williams and Nathan Lane. Who's seen that? The Birdcage? That's like one of my go-to movies whenever I'm feeling a little sad and I need to laugh. So good. It's so good. Love it. Oh, Agador Spartacus. Oh, a lot of stuff to talk about in here. We're going to go to one that I kind of know. Like I said, I haven't seen all these films. I probably should. And if I haven't seen them, it's been a while. Ooh, this is a good one. Grease. Can you guys see that picture? Can you see that picture? It's a classic. And there was a Grease 1 and a Grease 2, but this is the first one. And it was starring John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John, 1978. I wasn't even born yet. Or was I? I mean, I was just 1.5. But this was one of my favorite movies. I love the soundtrack. It's so good. I was listening to it as I was getting ready tonight, and it's just, there's so many good songs. There's so many good songs. I'd like to see this as a musical, but I haven't yet. But it's really good. So a little sip of water. I love this, like, this little Owala thermos my sister got me. It's so great. So Owala sponsorship. Gotta hydrate. So one of the lines in this movie, Sandy, and she's from Australia in this movie. If you haven't seen it, it's so cute. You have to see it. It's a great musical. It's really, really cute. Sandy says, I'm going back to Australia. I might never see you again. And Danny says, don't talk that way, Sandy. It's kind of tough. And then Sandy says, but it's true. I just had the best summer of my life and now I have to go. It isn't fair. I think that's how they Australian accents. It isn't fair. Oh, she pouted. Just wasn't fair. Yeah, they hooked up that summer love. Oh, that was a hit song from it too. Summer love. Summer loving happens so fast. Summer loving, so blast. Some shit like that. I don't know. Like I told you, I don't know all the words. But a fun film fact about this is that to accommodate the Australian actress Olivia Newton-John, who is so incredible, like one of the most amazing voices. She had the most beautiful voice to me. Love her. I'll talk a little bit more about her in a second. But to accommodate her, the filmmaker's first choice for the role was her. But the original All American Girl was Sandy Dombrowski. And that's not really Olivia Newton-John. She's not a Dombrowski. So they changed it from the original musical. They changed it to Sandy Olsen from Australia. She's from down under. Ah, and the ballad "Hopelessly Devoted to You" was also written especially for Olivia Newton-John's role in this. Oh my gosh. So she would have her own solo. Do you remember that song, beautiful people? Hopelessly Devoted to You. It's so beautiful. I'm trying to remember how it goes. I don't remember all the words, but the hopelessly devoted to you. Dun, dun, ba, dun, 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 dun. Anyway, I'm not Olivia Newton-John. I'm not going to try to sing that. Embarrass myself. I do know that that last note is a high one. Devoted to you. Really, really high. Again, that's not, I don't have her voice. Another movie that she was in that's one of my favorites is Xanadu. Has anybody ever seen Xanadu? That's such a good movie. That was put out way before I was born, but I somehow found it, or it found me. That soundtrack's so amazing. And one of my favorite songs from that soundtrack is Magic. Have you ever heard that song? You have to believe we are magic and nothing can stand in our way. Oh my goddess, I love that song so much. I did a remake of that song back in like 2000, and I don't know what's happened to it, but I did. Another little factoid about myself is that I recorded with Dallas Austin, music producer, and I call him Magic. So if you're watching right now, hi, Magic. It's one of our favorite movies. We love it. So good. So good, so good, so good. Baby, you're no good. I don't know where that came from. Shit just pops into my head sometimes. Gonna say it again. Baby, you're no good. What am I singing? What is that song? It's not in the background, so I don't know where that's coming from. Ah, Pretty Woman. I promise there's not just a whole lot of Caucasian people in this movie. There's a lot of mixed races, but there are a lot because, whatever they consider classic film, at least in this book, this dude thought these were those. Richard Gere and Julia Roberts, 1990. Little fun film fact is that in the scene where he's dressing her up to go out and be gorgeous, beautiful, all that, he's been taking her shopping. He goes to open the box and give her this beautiful diamond necklace. And she reaches into the box to get it, and he slammed it down, almost like cutting her fingers or bumping her fingers. And she pulled back because it was improvised. He played with her. Pop! Some of the best scenes to me are improvised when you're allowed to play, when the directors let you do that. And a lot of times they do that with movies that I've been in. They just let you improvise and see what happens, and it makes the cut, which is pretty cool. Neato, mosquito. Pretty cool. Let's see. Let's go to another one, shall we? There's a lot of black and white movies in here. There were a lot of black and white films back then. I can't even remember when the first movie was colorized. Does anyone know that little fact? When they went from black and white to color? Next one we're going to talk about is The King and I with Yul Brynner and Deborah Kerr, 1956. You see that? He's the king, and they're dancing, darling. They're dancing. Anna says, and if you don't know about this movie, it's the king, who's Yul Brenner, like he's King Mongkut. And Anna, she's a woman that's come over to teach his wives and his children. He had many wives and like hundreds of children, apparently. Hundreds. But to teach them about etiquette in English so that he can meet with, I don't know, some English American people or English people that are in charge of some shit. And so she's trying to teach him that stuff, whatever that means. And Anna says, how do you explain, Your Majesty, that many men remain faithful to only one wife? King Mongkut says, they are sick. Cheater! He just loved it. He loved it. Something weird about that to me when men have many lovers or wives, or vice versa. I mean, anyone can make up their own rules in their relationship, right? Whatever works for them, it's fine. But for me, I think it's nice to promise yourself to one person and keep yourself with that person and love that person. Not that you can't love other people, but there is a bridge between crossing that line between, I don't know, respect and what should be special. That's what I think. Ah, The World is something. I'll have to click onto that. The first movie in the color narrative. That's cool. So there's also a little fun fact about this too, that let's see, Miss Care, who was, the melting Miss Care, the actress came to refer to herself as having lost 12 pounds after she'd been dancing and singing under the hot lights and shooting this movie. I can relate. Going out many nights in the past when I used to go what we call clubbing and dancing and moving your body and your clothes and sweating and just like drinking and like whatever. And then you take your clothes off the next day, you've lost 12 pounds. It's the best diet ever. But then you feel like shit for 3 days or a week afterwards. Anyway, she lost like 12 pounds after doing these dancing scenes and having to wear these clothes. Because this was down to the fact that the gowns designed by Irene Sharaff, might be Arina, but Irene Sharaff, you're cute, with all her hoops, her pleats, and her petticoats, weighed almost 30 pounds. That's very heavy, about the same weight as the equipment that soldiers and carriers carry with them into battle. That's ridiculous. And it is crazy. I don't want to talk about war, but that's crazy. She had that many clothes on. I've been in a few independent films where I was just like corseted up and like had all kinds of jackets and boots up to here and high heels, and you're just like, in pain. I even have this little hook that I take with me on set that helps kind of massage your neck. I don't know what it's called, but it's got like a little nodule on it, and I'm just like massaging myself on my back because it's painful being all dressed up and beautiful and having to wear lots of clothes. This is kind of loose fitting, so this is working for me tonight. And this classic Hollywood theme that I'm going for in my sitting room. I feel like I should have a cigarette, but I don't like cigarettes, and I don't like vapes either. They are bad for your health, and they stink. Although some vapes don't really stink. Yul Brenner too, like this was back in supposed to be in Siam, I believe, like, which is now Thailand. Ugh. But he's not Thai, so sometimes you get cast in roles that you're not actually that race, ethnicity, whatever it is. But he's believable. He really is. And this, a musical too, but he's amazing. I think he's actually like Swedish and something like German, Swedish and Russian and German, something like that. And I believe, if I'm remembering my facts correctly, they're not in this. This is just little things that I kind of pulling out of my mind, that he did on the Broadway musical with this. He did like 4,000 different, he did this play like 4,000 different times, the musical. 4,000. Now, not in 1 year, but over a 30-year time span. That's a lot. That is a lot. Mwah. I want to visit Thailand too. But they're going through some stuff right now, right? Didn't they just have a earthquake and like all the stuff that happens after that? Pray for them. They're not even on the belt line, the fault line, whatever that is. God's been like, he's shaking some people up. He said, I've had enough of this darkness. And on to the next movie, La La Land. Oh, this is a good one. I need a sip of water again. Earthquake. I know, 7.7. That's crazy. I've felt an earthquake before, but that was only when I was in love. Prince's housequake, doing a housequake, housequake. Anyway, back to these films. I like my hair that way. I'm going to keep it up for a while. A little 90s thing. Mississippi Masala, Denzel Washington and Sarita Chowdhury. I think that's how you spell her name. Or say her name. Sharita Chowdhury. Chowdhury. If I'm fucking up your name, girlfriend, I'm sorry. Chowdhury. This is 1991. Let's look at the picture. So Denzel. Did anybody see this movie? Anybody? I would say this is more of a movie. It's kind of got a little bit of comedy overtones, even though it's like about a biracial couple living in the South, which I guess at the time was hard to believe. Let's see here. At the top it says, "Whatever our souls are made of is in mine are the same." I like that a lot. Emily Broniel. Bronte. Maybe I should have my glasses on. Bronte. So anyway, that's not from the movie, but it's interesting. So this is in 1991, and a fun film fact is that Mira Nair, who is the director, admits that she had difficulty capturing the imagination of the American film studios to get the financial backing that was needed to make an impressive and heartfelt cross-cultural love story. Hollywood. She said that the concept of clashing an Indian family from South Africa and an African American family, all living in the American South, proved a hard one to sell. Anyway, one studio head even said straight to her, he said, "The problem is that none of the leads are white." And she said, I think she said it like this. And she said, she maybe pointed her finger at him when she did it too. She said, "Don't worry, all the waiters will be." That's hilarious. Yes, all the servants should be. Flip it around. What an asshole to say that this isn't going to sell because the leads aren't white. Racism, craziness. But I think they look beautiful together. She's gorgeous. Indian woman, beautiful black man, people of color. It doesn't matter. I love it. I just think they're beautiful. But this movie was actually a flop, what they would consider a flop. It didn't make a lot of money, whatever that means. Did anybody see it? Mississippi Masala. Oh, love this movie. The Lord of the Rings. Viggo Mortensen and Liv Tyler, 2002. I won't talk about it too much, but I have to kiss this man from it. I love him. He's one of my favorite actors. Love him. I even really did kiss him. Look, his wife probably isn't gonna like that very much, but I do love him. He's like one of my favorite actors. I'm getting hot. I'm gonna take this off. It's getting hot in here. I'm gonna take my clothes off. I am getting so hot. I'm gonna take my clothes off. Something like that. Did a little. Did I bump my mic? Still there? Yeah, Vigo, you made me hot. I'm hot now. I love him. He's been in some great movies. And The Lord of the Rings, if you haven't seen it, you should, because it's a great movie. All of them are. They're all really great. Super duper great. Let's see, what else shall we talk about and discuss? When Harry Met Sally. That's a classic. Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan, 1989. That famous scene when she's acting like she's having an orgasm at the table. Again, this isn't for children. And she's, and this is Linda Blair from The Exorcist. And the woman that says in the movie, I'll have what she's having was actually Billy Crystal's mother or aunt or something like that. And I messed my hair up. Messed my hair up. Oh. And Harry met Sally. Oh, Harry and Sally. Oh, Braveheart. That was a good one. Mel Gibson and Sophia Marceau, 1995. I'm just going to show you the picture of that one because I don't want to talk about it, but it's really, really good. It's based off of a true story. William Wallace. He's Scottish guy was. Let's see a few more and then we will. Again, what's one of your favorite movies? Like, what's one of your favorite films or movies that you've ever seen? Have you seen any of these beautiful people? Any? Let's see. It is hot in here. It's not like that. Or actually, it was like Vigo. He just did it to me. It made me so hot. It was very hot doing that. Maybe we'll just talk about one more, and then we'll just kind of chat. But hair's doing its own thing. Well, this is a very controversial movie. It's actually a film because it's about art, and it's Gone with the Wind. It's on the cover, and most people know this. This was a movie film that many people have protested, and I understand why. It's intense. It really is. Clark Gable and Vivian Leigh, 1939. It's a long time ago they made this movie, and it's about the Civil War. A lot of fucked up things happened back then. We all know that, right? Hopefully, no one's ignorant to that at this point. A lot of fucked up things happened. Let's get back to this. Rhett Butler, who is her love interest, her third husband in the movie, says to her, because she wants him to kiss her. She gets herself to him like this, where her eyes are closed, waiting for him to kiss her. And he says, "No, I don't think I will kiss you, although you need to be kissing, and badly. That's what's wrong with you. You should be kissed, and often, and by someone who knows how. She should be kissed and slapped and spanked and strangled." Scarlett O'Hara is a cunt. Sorry I used that word. She's a bitch in this. She's just all about herself. She does want to save her plantation, cotton plantation, which, again, blah, blah, blah. But she does just about anything to do this, to manipulate and get ahead. She even marries her sister's husband. And she has 3 children in this movie. One with Rhett Butler that, I hope I'm not giving any spoilers away if you guys haven't seen this movie. One of her children, the third one, dies tragically on a horse. It's really sad. I know. It's not comedy at all. It's really, really not. But here's a little fun film factoid about this. And I think it's kind of interesting. That the actress screen tested the part of legendary Southern Belle, Scarlett O'Hara, was as long as your arm. There were so many actresses that did this, so many, from like Lucille Ball, Mae West, Joan Crawford, Lana Turner. Oh my gosh, Katharine Hepburn. That's crazy. Just to name a few. That's a lot of actresses that auditioned for this role that Vivian Leigh got. But it also was said that this was just publicity and hype. The hype. Don't believe the hype. Anyway, the producer, David O. Selznick, had written a memo 2 years prior to that, and he said that the British actress, Vivian Leigh, had already secured the role. So he wanted her from the beginning. He did. Look at all these rumors surrounding us every day. Just need some time to get away from all these rumors. Can't take it no more. My best friend, something, having something though. Told you I don't really remember all the words of songs, but this is an intense film. It is. It's like so long. I think they had an intermission back then. Crazy. Crazy. Let's don't repeat history, beautiful people. Let's go forward. Maybe just one more sweet moment, and then we'll talk. Just you and I. But Ghost. Did anybody see that? Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore, 1990. Now, to me, that was a really good film, more than a movie. What a beautiful love story. But he crossed over tragically because his best friend, I believe, killed him. but he stays right next to her. He wants to be with his love and let her know that he's still there, even though he's crossed over. He's kind of in an in between. And he goes to see Whoopi Goldberg, who plays a medium, basically just torments her the whole time so she can communicate with Demi Moore's character in that. It's a really beautiful story. It really is. I believe that when our loved ones cross over to the other side, sometimes they stay in between in that middle place before they go, giving us messages, sometimes until we release them. And then also they visit us. I think that they do. They come back and visit us with little signs all the time. So I believe that there is an afterlife. Captivating couples. It's a nice little coffee table book, I think. Did I mess up my lipstick after I kissed Vigo? A little bit, not too bad though. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the most beautiful of them all? You are, all of you beautiful people out there. All of you beautiful people out there. You mirror me, and I mirror you. So hopefully you get this and you understand that I'm Baby Norman, and you're watching Baby's Crib. And this is the second time I've gone live, and we're just going to keep doing this. I'm going to do it every week. The show is all about arts and entertainment, and I'll have different topics and different things that we speak about, and I'll let you know. What I'm finding out is that if you set this up the day before, you're not able to access it from the iPad, which is what I'm using. You can access it. I don't know, I'm doing these motions to access things, but you can access it from your computer where you can go like this, like click, 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 click. I don't want to do that. I want to be like this. I'll be like, hey, 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 hey. Get some hair flips. You know what I mean? I want more space. So I'm using this. So next time I'll set it up a little bit more ahead of time. Oh, thank you. I'll definitely let you know too. I'm thinking Thursdays are a good time, like around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The weekends, people might be out and about on a date or just watching a movie or something like that. But the cool thing about this is even if you're not watching me live, you can watch it later. So all of you beautiful people that are tuning in now, which is later, because this was now, and now it's later. This is later to me for some reason. You can still see it and find it and communicate and talk to me about it, and I'll chime back with you. And check out some of the episodes. Seriously, go back to the channel and check out some of the guests that I've interviewed. They're like so amazing. They really are. Their stories are beautiful. It's all about arts and entertainment. And I think you're gonna dig it. I do. So before I leave you all, because I've been chatting for a while, tell me just a few things about TV and film, what it does for you. Maybe like 3 of your favorite films that you've ever seen, what genres you like. Do you like drama, comedy, sci-fi, film noir, dramedies? Like there's so many different genres of film. I like sci-fi a lot. I really do. And here's a little factoid, one more thing about this. It's like a factoid, my own factoid. That, I was speaking about Gone with the Wind. Well, we know that Abraham Lincoln, if we're following history and it's correct, he helped end slavery. He's an amazing man. And I did a movie. I did a movie called Abraham Lincoln versus Zombies. You got to check it out. It was written and directed by Richard Shankman, who's a really cool director and writer. He's amazing. He came up with all these different characters that were real people in history, but he kind of combined them in a cool, kind of campy way. Remember when zombies were all the rave, if you can say? And I play Mary Owens in that movie. So check it out. You can find it anywhere. Abraham Lincoln versus Zombies. This is probably when I started out my acting career in Atlanta. I think it was like 2011. So it's been a while. And I play Mary Owens, Abraham Lincoln's love interest. And Lincoln was played by Bill Oberst Jr., who's an amazing actor. I use this word all the time, but he's incredible. He's a real deal. He does a lot of B movies, but he's just really, really good. I just don't know why I did my hair like this. I want to put it up for a minute. So yeah, we'll think of different things to talk about next time. If you have any ideas, anything in arts and entertainment, we can do music, definitely going to do that. Still have that side road that I'm taking called the Cradle Rockers, where I go to live events and interview musicians, singers, and songwriters, and then play with them backstage. That's one thing. And red carpet events, we'll be doing those. But I'm gonna say good night to all you beautiful people out there in magical fairyland. Thank you for all of you that tuned in to the live. And for those of you that are watching it later, thank you too. Check out the channel. It costs you nothing to subscribe, to hit like, and leave me a comment. It just works. It does in this little matrix world that we live in. It helps. And I do have a Cash App that I just set up. I'm saying it like this because I'm talking to the side, and also to you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. But you'll see it. It's Baby's Crib Variety Show. So you can send me money for a drink or some water just to keep things going. And to that, I'm going to say, I want to fix my lipstick really quick. I messed it up when I was kissing Vigo. I need it for this next scene. Beautiful. Gorgeous. I'm going to give all of you beautiful people out there a little kiss. Mwah, 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 mwah. Kisses to all of you. Now I'm going to go to sleep because I'm very tired. As you can tell, I'm so sleepy, exhausted. I'm tired. So go straight to bed right now. And this very super duper comfortable couch. It's very comfortable. This necklace is I sleep in this all the time. This is the stuff I sleep in, this much jewelry. I'm gonna go to bed right now. This necklace goes to the back. I have some sweet dreams about all the movies I'm gonna be in the future. And how all you beautiful people out there, that's not very comfortable on that side. All you beautiful people out there are gonna visit me on Baby's Crib Variety Show. And I'm gonna keep this world moving in a positive way. Sweet dreams, 333. I love you. Mm-hmm. Sing myself a little lullaby. When my mama used to sing to me. Golden slumbers fill your eyes. Smiles await you when you rise. Sleep, pretty darling, do not cry, and I will sing you a lullaby. Who knows who that song is by? Who knows? It's the Beatles. Sweet dreams. See you in your dreams. Where's the pocket thing? I don't really snore real high. Sweet dreams, beautiful people. Bye.